Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So real brief, I want to talk about the TCL 20 SE. This is one of TCL's trio of devices that they graced our presence with. And this one is the most affordable, coming in at $189. Now this has a 720p display, but it's 6.82 inches. And actually, folks, it's actually been really good. It does have not the strongest or most powerful processor in here, but when gaming with this thing, it actually held up pretty well. I played games for at least 10-15 minutes straight, and I didn't see as many frame drops as I thought I would see. Actually, I really didn't. I would call them little game stutters here and there, but playing Asphalt and playing some other games, it's actually great, man. I have no complaints about how this phone will perform for $189, because there are plenty of other phones out there that cost just a hair difference in price, and they perform pretty much about the same. This is the new OnePlus Nord N200, and these phones are similarly, they're really close in how they perform, and that kind of surprised me. Actually, I was kind of surprised, like, whoa, you know, this is flowing right along just as good as my Nord. As far as processing power and things go, and speediness of the device, these are pretty much identically matched, you know, for the difference of a few things. But it works well on the processor, and you know, fluidity throughout the device is actually great. No problems whatsoever. I don't have any issues with the way it actually looks. Shout out to Grant. No issues whatsoever. The speediness of the device is actually pretty fast. Overall, this processor coupled with the 4 gigs of RAM should be enough for most people. Don't be deterred by the processor, thinking that it probably, you know, won't be well over time, because the TCL 10L, people actually still like that device, and I could see why. Now, advantage to this device here is this beautiful display. It is just a great looking display, and I think it's going to please the masses when we think about it. It's a massive 6.82 inch display, and colors are reproduced on here absolutely great with their NXT Vision software that they use to enhance video and things like that. I think you'll be more than pleased with the way this phone looks when watching video content on it and movies and things like that. And it's a big screen, and so that is what you want in a device if you're going to be doing a lot of media consumption. Speaking of things that are big on this device, the battery is huge on here, and you should have a walkthrough. It should be a cakewalk for you if you decide to use this as your daily driver, meaning that you should stroll through any day with ease. Standby time, I've learned that on these TCL devices, has become really solid for me, and it's going to depend on how many apps you have on your device. And I have all the same apps on all of my phones, so I have roughly about 100 or so devices, including these stock apps that come by default. Maybe 100, no more than 105, 10 device applications on here, and performance on here with that will either hurt your battery, or depending if you're running a bunch of widgets. As you can see, I have a very dark wallpaper on here, and that's just because I like the way it looks. You know, the display greatness wallpaper that I created. I just like the way that looks, because it actually covers up the little cutout at the top too. But nonetheless, I don't know how that will impact your battery. I don't think it will at all, but running widgets actually will impact your battery, and I don't run widgets on my device. So, but yeah, man, I don't run a lot of widgets at all. Maybe one weather widget, if that, and I'll make it really small, but it's still a widget. So nonetheless, the software on here, the way this phone is put together, everything is it's kind of complete for $189. It's kind of hard to complain, actually. Some people still would complain that the display is 720p, but I don't have any problems with that. Network on here, like I said, it does work. It's unlocked to work with all carriers. Now, it's supposed to work with Verizon later, I believe. No, that might be the 5G version. Sorry. But these devices, I don't believe they run on, at least this one does not run on Verizon, but I'm told that later on down the line through a software update, the Pro model will work on Verizon. So that's a huge plus for people who want to get the Pro model. So you'll spend $499 on that device, but you can have it on Verizon if that's what you choose to do. But nonetheless, this has the same design as the Pro model, like the little part along with the split, the two-tone. That's absolutely just beautiful. And if I flip over to the back here, you'll see that it has the 4-camera setup right here with a fingerprint reader, and this is just beautiful hardware. So Speaking of the cameras, they perform like you thought they would perform, really solid, no ifs, ands, or buts whatsoever. It's just a good phone for $189. If I had to pick out something that I just didn't like about it, or I wish it was there, was simply that they could have gone with a 1080p display. I don't know why they didn't. Probably because the 20s has a 1080p display. It's a lot smaller. It's a little bit smaller than this, but it does have a 1080p display. So I don't know why they didn't go with a 1080p display with this one. I think they know that most consumers don't really know. You know, they're not digging deep like that, but as techies are, and so there are a lot of phones out there that are $189 that are actually good with 1080p displays. So, you know, that's something right there I think they could have done differently. But other than that, I don't have any other complaints about this phone for $189. I think it's totally a win-win. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is a good follow-up for you on the phone. If you were on the fence about it, I think you'll be doing well if you grab this phone right here. $189 for this is a steal.